global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. For a while now, since October 1st, 2022, at Lagos State, Southwest in particular, have witnessed series of campaign coming from both Labour Party, who happen to the Labour Party's flag bearer, Peter Obi, who happened to be a Southerner, and also APC flag bearer, who also happened to be a Southerner. Both of them have been campaigning strongly in Southwest. There seem to be a tussle for the soul of South, particularly Southwest, and because that's quite a strong region to look into. While the likes of afenifere have taken a bold stand for Peter Obi, ARG seem to have declared their stand instead for Bola Tinubu. For those of us who don't know the meaning of ARG, it is Afenifere Renewal Group, ARG. Well, it looks like the likes of YCE are yet to meet to decide who to support eventually. They are ready. They've not yet debriefed the journalists or the public on who they will stand with. Then YCE means Yoruba Council of Elders. But right now, there seem to be a lot of things being considered. One of the stakeholders, a strong political elite, Chief Olufalaye, have decided to go back to history to explain a lot of things and also make a stand. And these are some of the important parameters he made mention. Well, according to Chief Olufalaye, he said Olufalaye, who also threw his weight behind calls for president of Southeast extraction in 2023, however, said that he was not aware of Afenifere's position on Obi. He said, and I quote, "I am an afenifere, but as far as I'm aware, Afenifere has not taken a position as an organization on the presidential candidate. That is the position. I did say some times ago that the Yoruba as a people are not morally obliged to vote for an Igbo presidential candidate because in 1999, when the rest of Yoruba conceded the presidency to Yoruba because of MKO Abiola's issue, it was only the Igbo who did not. I had to defeat Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezeife in Alliance for Democracy to become the candidate for the ADAPP. Olusegun Obasanjo had to defeat Dr. Alex Ekweme in PDP to become a candidate. The Igbos were only the ones that opposed both of us in our respective parties. They did not concede to us along with other Nigerians. However, if a fair-minded Nigerian, if a fair-minded Yoruba person, you will realize that there are three legs to the political tripod in Nigeria: the Hausa Fulani, the Yoruba, and also the Igbos. The first two have been president, and so equity requires that the Igbos should be president. So if you are a fair-minded Yoruba person like I am, then you would vote for Igbo based on equity. Igbos based on equity. Falaye later retracted the support for Obi and Labour Party, saying that he did not endorse any presidential candidate for the 2023 general election. The former Minister of Finance, in a statement by his media aide Moshood Raji, said it is too early to endorse any candidate without getting through the programs he has for the masses. The former AGF said he has to consider all important parameters, including capacity, experience, and proven track record before endorsing a candidate. Admitted that the Southeast has not had the opportunity of producing Nigeria's president, Falaye stressed that it is not an automatic slot that can be filled without other important considerations. The statement by Raji read in part, and I quote, "As a responsible leader, Chief Olufalaye will consider all important parameters, including capacity, experience, and proven track record before endorsing a candidate. This correction is necessary in order not to mislead the public that Chief Falaye is supporting any of the candidates yet. It is necessary to await the programs and manifestos of the political parties and their candidates before arriving at a particular candidate to support. Although Chief Falaya admitted that it was true that the Southeast had not had the opportunity of being Nigeria's president, it's for them to persuade other Nigerians that they can offer something better than candidates from other geopolitical zones. It is not an automatic slot that can be filled without other important consideration. Chief Falaya never canvassed or claimed to be supporting Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party for the 2023 race. Of course, the Tinubu camp have also reacted. As suspected, Tinubu camp through the APC Presidential Campaign Council dismissed Adebanjo's support for Obi, saying that the elder statement cannot impose his personal preference and opinion on afenifere. Of course, a lot of Nigerians have been reacting. Chief Olufalaye had to go back to history. But let me quickly say the same thing too on that same history. This is my personal opinion, okay? Yours may differ. Eventually, when Olusegun Obasanjo and Chief Olufalaye, the OO, if you notice it is the Olus, both emerged in their various parties. One PDP, I think, one Alliance for Democracy also. Olufalaye was for Alliance, while Olusegun Obasanjo was for PDP. So now, when both of them emerged, if you for some of us who were old, were matured enough that period, please, let's meet in the comment section. Debate it with me if you think I'm wrong. I can still remember that they gave it all en masse to Olusegun Obasanjo. The Southeast voted massively for Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. In fact, I think that was when PDP started having a strong grip on the Southeast, the southeastern part of Nigeria. So while, yes, it could be that at some point it was not automatic slots, there had to be some slugging out at the party level. Bringing up those sentiments, knowing fully well that Ndibo still came out to vote eventually, is whipping sentiment. Eventually, he didn't. He said he wants to listen to, according to Olufalaye, say he wants to get to hear the parameters. If you want to go by that in Nigeria, we will be in circles for a long time. The question is trust. If you see some manifestos, even this presentation, that manifesto was awesome. But what we didn't know, we had change. We didn't ask what kind of change. Is it positive? But the parameters they gave us sounded and looked like positive change. A lot of people campaigned for them. A lot of prominent politicians endorsed this particular government. But eventually, what they're seeing is not what the masses wanted. So while you are talking about these parameters, this campaign, how do you intend to achieve it? Because you could tell us that, well, we're going to make $1 to become $1. How do you intend to do it? Or we're going to take care of insecurity. How do you intend to do it? We're going to empower, we're going to structure like what we are hearing, and that's the latest English that these presidential aspirants are now giving to all Nigerians, because the next thing, afenifere have been shouting and screaming. The only time we can get our vote is if you're going to, after all said and done, you must restructure Nigeria. Is it in your plan? Is it in your manifesto? Of course, they asked the likes of Peter Obi. He said yes. He said, though it's not going to be a personal thing, but yes, he's looking into restructuring. Of course, the likes of Atiku have also endorsed that. Kongwaso have also said something about restructuring. So it looks like everybody is looking towards restructuring. But the true question is, when they enter, would they truly restructure? Who would, in all honesty, devalue his power when he knows that he can control all? Why would he restructure and give region strength and make center weak? Don't you think it's when they're about to leave, that's when they will do that? So I don't know how this will play out, but let's meet in our comment section. What's your take on the fact that the Southwest is dilly-dallying over who to really stand with? Is it Peter Obi, or on the grounds of ethnicity, we didn't have to be Bola Tinubu?